This might actually give the Oreo lava cake that I did a little while back a run for its money. Peanut buttery heaven wrapped around a chocolate cake. Welcome back to the Anabolic Hub, where we make anabolic deliciousness. We're back inside my kitchen today doing another original recipe. Today we're going to be making a high protein peanut butter cup lava cake. If you love peanut butter and you love cake, this is going to be the perfect recipe for you. It is most definitely ideal for any weight loss plan, any main gaining plan, and definitely any shredding plan. It is also available, like all of my other recipes up on the channel, in my Craving Crusher cookbook. Now well over 70 recipes, probably going to be approaching 100 soon. If you're looking for a way to eat the same foods by making better choices and crush your cravings while hitting your protein goal, this is the perfect cookbook for you. It's available in the first link in the description box down below. But with no further ado, let's get things started by having a look at the ingredients. Here we go. Chocolate flavored casein protein powder, cocoa powder, all-purpose flour, Swerve, granular, baking powder, plain non-fat Greek yogurt, egg whites, vanilla extract, unsweetened almond milk, vanilla flavored casein protein powder, Swerve, confectioners, powdered peanut butter. And this is another one of those magical recipes where we're mixing together some dry ingredients, we're mixing together some wet ingredients, and we're combining the two for some anabolic deliciousness. So let's get things started here by mixing together our dry ingredients first. First dry ingredient is going to be 25 grams of the chocolate-based casein protein powder. Yes, you heard that correct. Casein protein powder. Don't use whey. It won't work. It will be gross. It'll be dry. It won't bake well. Just use the casein. That's it. Then 10 grams of the cocoa powder, 15 grams of all-purpose flour, 15 grams of the Swerve granular, 1 gram of the baking powder, not baking soda, baking powder, 1 gram. And after you have all your dry ingredients in the bowl, the next thing to do is to mix or sift them together. And as I say, don't skip on the sifting. I know you could just use a whisk, but it's not the same. And I know I could get a sifter, but I assume most of you out there aren't going to buy a sifter. So I show you how to do it with a fork. Dry ingredients done. Next, we move on to the wet ingredients. Continuing to read from the Craving Crusher cookbook. With our first wet ingredient, we're going to use 25 grams of our plain non-fat Greek yogurt, negative scale measuring system. And with that little bit left there on the spoon, we have 25 grams of the plain non-fat Greek yogurt, exactly. Then 32 grams of egg whites, 1 gram of vanilla extract, and what can oftentimes be the wild card in these anabolic recipes is the almond milk. I'm going to put in approximately 50 grams, works well for my casein protein powder. However, they all can absorb a little bit differently. If you are using whey, you've already lost, and this recipe is already lost, so don't even bother continuing. But if you're using casein protein powder, then you're gonna wanna add in a little bit of almond milk at a time till you get the consistency I'm about to show you. If you're looking for the one I'm using, I use the Nutricost casein protein powder. They seem to taste the best in my recipes. They bake really well. There's a link for them in the description box down below. It is an affiliate link, but I don't make a lot of money from it. It's more there just for your convenience. We'll just give that a little mix. Now that we have all of the cake wet ingredients together, we're going to add our dry ingredients to our wet ingredients in one single batch, the only batch. Then we mix. And once you've mixed until you think you've mixed enough, and then you've mixed some more, you should have a consistency that looks like this, like any other cake batter you might see. We are now done with our cake batter, and we're gonna move on to making our filling. So I just wanted to break in real quick here to remind you to smash the like button. Consider subscribing if you're not subscribed, and why don't you tell me in the comment section, what is your favorite peanut butter treat? Is it Reese's peanut butter cups? Is it a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? Let's talk peanut butter in the comment section. All right, back to the video. First ingredient we're going to need for our filling is going to be 12 grams of our vanilla-based casein protein powder. Again, don't use whey. 12 grams. Then 16 grams of our powdered peanut butter, utilizing our twist method. 8 grams of our Swerve confectioners, 10 grams of the plain non-fat Greek yogurt, and again, depending on your protein powder, you're going to have to adjust the almond milk in some cases. We're going to start with 25 grams here, and we shouldn't need any more than 5 to 10 more than that, if any, but we're going to start with 25 grams, mix it up after that, after one more ingredient anyway, and we'll see where we're at. 25 grams of the almond milk. And finally, a few drops of the vanilla extract. Then we'll mix it up. And for an example, I did only put in 25 grams of the almond milk for a reason. This is what it could look like, kind of beach sandy. This means that you need more almond milk to go in. You want to have a peanut buttery type of consistency. So we'll add in about 10 more grams of almond milk. And then as you can see, we have our peanut buttery type texture. We are now ready to start assembling our peanut butter cup lava cake. And before we start adding our batter and our filling to our ramekin, what you're gonna wanna do is spray it down with some non-stick cooking spray so that as it bakes, it doesn't stick to the ramekin, because you can still eat it if you do that, but it makes for a heck of a cleanup. So to make it easy to come out and easier to eat, let's lube this up with some non-stick cooking spray. Once you get a little bit in there, just make sure it goes all around the ramekin. We don't want any sticky parts. And once your ramekin is greased, next thing you want to do is start measuring out your cake batter. You basically want about 75 grams of the batter on the bottom, add the filling, and then about 75 grams should be left over that you can just put on top, and then we can start the baking process. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's start here by measuring out 75 grams of our cake batter. And of course, we're using the negative scale measuring system. Then the filling. As you can see here, we have half of our cake batter on the bottom of the ramekin. We have our peanut butter filling on top. Now all we have to do is add the second half of the batter on top. You just want to take your spoon and kind of drive that cake batter down around your filling if any is showing through the ramekin, just so we have a nice, completely sealed cake. If there's a little bit of that peanut butter filling showing, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. Still gonna taste delicious. And just like that, we are ready to start baking, which we're gonna do in our preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 175 degrees Celsius for 18 to 20 minutes, checking it along the way. And after 18 minutes, there is a peanut buttery cup smell of deliciousness in my kitchen. I won't do the whole pretend you might not want to see it thing, because I know you want to see it, so let's just have you see it, shall we? There it is, coming into focus, and as you can see, the top is cooked. The inside is some peanut buttery cup deliciousness, and let me tell you, it is piping hot when you take it out. You want to be very careful. Definitely use some oven mitts to take it out, because the ramekin is quite warm after taking it out of the oven at 350 degrees after 18 minutes. Anyway, I digress. We are going to try to transfer this to a plate. Couple options here. It's very hard when it's hot to transfer it to a plate. You don't want to burn your hands, so you kind of have to use the oven mitts if you want to do it that way. You could let it cool off for a little while, and then it might be easier to handle after about 10 minutes or so. But we don't have time for that, because we got to eat this anabolic deliciousness because we're hungry. So we are going to very carefully put it onto a plate, make it look pretty for any thumbnails that may be necessary, and then we're going over to the taste test table. Back at the taste test table yet again to try another original recipe, our peanut butter cup lava cake. Oh my goodness, it smells just like it sounds, absolutely delicious, and I can't wait to have it again. I've of course already had it a few times and know how delicious it is. Why don't we start things off here by giving you a close-up view as to what the lava cake looks like, shall we? Let's. So as you can see, peanut buttery explosion, gooey peanut butter coming out of our lava cake. There is even some gooey cake batter in there. The less time you cook it, the gooier it will be. This is what I would say is probably around medium gooiness and ready to be enjoyed thoroughly, but you do you. 18 to 20 minutes, that 2 minutes makes a big difference. So if you want it a little bit more cooked, go for the 20. I did 18. With no further ado, let's get to our taste test here. So who doesn't like themselves a nice peanut butter cup every now and then, and why not have it in the form of a lava cake? Because what's better than peanut butter, right? This is a perfect snack if you find yourself thinking about a spoon and a peanut butter jar at any point during the day. Make something like this and it's going to absolutely crush the craving that you're having right then and there, because the peanut butteriness here is all of the deliciousness and none of the extra calories and all of the protein. We'll get to the macros in a second, but this I would say is low calorie, especially for the amount of protein that you do get in it. But let's get to our taste test first, because we know it looks good, we know it smells good, but let's just see if you can taste it through the camera. If it tastes good as well. First bite, best bite. Every time with this one, you can't convince me otherwise. Here we go. A little bit of everything, peanut butter and cake. I gotta show it to you one more time. Look at that there, peanut buttery cake goodness. Oh, peanut butter cuppy. Does it look peanut butter cuppy? Tell me in the comment section that it looks peanut butter cuppy. And with no further ado, let's taste it. Oh, peanut buttery heaven wrapped around a chocolate cake. This might actually give the Oreo lava cake that I did a little while back a run for its money. It is that good. And I promised the macros, so we'll flash them up here and take a look. Here you can see exactly what's in it. Low calorie, high protein, and it's delicious. You can't go wrong. It's the perfect snack to bridge the gap to the next meal. If you have my Craving Crusher cookbook, perhaps you've already tried it. Recipes come out in that cookbook before they're released here on YouTube. And of course, there's free updates with all future recipes that do come onto the channel. If you have bought the cookbook, drop a comment down below. Let me know how it is. Curious of your thoughts. Curious if you've tried this recipe. And if you are looking for a cookbook to crush those cravings, it is the first link in the description box down below. Just an unbelievable amount of chocolatiness, an unbelievable amount of peanut butteriness. Absolute banger of a recipe, if I do say so myself. Essentially, you get it. If you love peanut butter cups, if you love peanut butter, if you love chocolate, this is the snack for you. If you do try it, come back to the comment section. Let me know how it turned out for you, but it's getting to be about that time. I gotta get up out of here, so I'll see you in the next one. Bye.